we saw a weekend of prayers happening. We saw a weekend of court action. And do you think that this calm that we're seeing at the moment, do you see that it will lead to sort of this news sinking in and people just accepting what is the result? The opposition going to court, probably knowing at the back of their minds they're going to get no joy. But, you know, do you see them sort of strengthening that fight or just doing it as a...
I don't know. I don't know if it's a PR exercise because all the elections that ever got disputed in a court of law, except for the Kenya elections last year, that was a groundbreaking ruling where a court of law nullified the results of an election. Unfortunately, Raila Odinga, who had gone to court, still did not contest and ended up declaring himself a parallel president, even holding a parallel inauguration. Now, I don't know what Chamisa is trying to pull here, but I would say, if in my observation, the people of Zimbabwe seem to have said, we've had an election. Yes, unfortunately, 6 people died, but overall, it's an election that has happened. If I were Chamisa's advisor, I would say you learned a lot. You pulled a respectable 44%.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, if it was 12 or something, then we would have said, okay, something's not right.
There was no landslide. It's 50.8. And by the way, saying this, I'm not saying I don't believe there was any manipulation, but unless you can prove allegations of fraud and prove beyond reasonable doubt, your protestations, your court actions are just going to come to naught.
And that's what I suppose we were waiting for when he had that press conference late on Friday saying, I've got the proof here, I've got a stack of papers, you can come and see. And then nobody was able to come and see. Because
well, maybe he's
off with those papers.
Maybe he's holding it back for court. Remember, there were about 90,000, if I'm not mistaken, documents when Raila Odinga went to court, and that's how he won the case. And the court said, no, the results can't be taken to be valid. So maybe he's holding back because he says we are exploring all constitutional and legal options that are available. Eventually, he's going to have to go to court because I don't see how the Zimbabwe Elections Commission is going to say on its own, we made a mistake here. If they waited and waited and waited and kept us awake until 1 a.m. on Thursday to tell us who had won, I don't see them coming back and say, yeah, well, we made a mistake because Nelson Chamisa and MDC Alliance say so. And again, I'm not dismissing their allegations. I'm just saying, going to court in an election, I think even in the US, there was a case when George W. Bush won the second time. You go to court, you're just going to be making noise. Maybe it will boost his brand, who knows? But I wish he would say, I learned a lot from this election.
Try next time.
I was a rookie. I made some mistakes. I made some statements I shouldn't have made ahead of the elections. Let me go back to the drawing board, solidify my base where I'm already strong, go and try and make inroads into ZANU-PF strongholds and see what happens 5 years from now when I contest.
So you don't see this incident, I mean, what happened last Wednesday, the 6 people dying, that death toll rising towards the end of the week, as sort of tarnishing this election? We still see it as the people have spoken,
well,
and this is...
if people die, you're always going to be tarnished because I think the army overreacted there. I don't see why they should have used live ammunition. You could have used many other options to contain the unrest. It was not even an unrest on the scale that we have seen. And Zimbabweans, normally when they protest, are very peaceful. They might have thrown rocks onto the stone, but they were not onto the roads, but they were not doing much that would damage it. So the overreaction is going to tarnish that. And the question is going to be, why would the army be doing? But remember, the army still have their loyalties. Emmerson Mnangagwa is a military man. ZANU-PF is generally steeped in the tradition of the military. So I suspect, yes, we can't say 6 people died and there was no tarnishing, but the tarnishing is not enough to derail this bus. I think without saying the deaths of the 6 people were in vain, I'm saying perhaps we are better off with a stable Zimbabwe than one where there is absolute 100% justice.
So what do you see now in the next couple of days till we have that inauguration and afterwards? In terms of bringing stability, what should be Emmerson Mnangagwa's first move?
He should reach out. I think we said it before. He should reach out and say, even if you didn't vote for me, I'm still your president. By the way, he's acting. He's in office even as we speak. So as the incumbent president, my interests are the following. And he should put top of the list, stabilizing Zimbabwe. 2, restoring it to the glory days of its 1980s and making sure that it's open for business, as he has been saying. It's a pity that he's going to be doing that and people will allege, but as long as he shows the maturity and he makes sure he clamps down his police and his military.
That's right.
not
That
to
task team
aggravate.
better come up with some answers.
Yeah, he should do that, and he should go
come
and
up with some answers,
investigate
yes.
and take action. If they're taking 24 people from the MDC Alliance to court for causing the I'm sure they should take action against the guy who pulled the trigger. I mean, there were videos
shot 6
of
people.
somebody shooting and getting quelled by his colleagues. So they should take action as well and make sure that they value the lives of the people who died.
All right.